long as this red light's flashing, we're good. And I can edit all the filming and everything. So we're good on that. All right. All right, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Kicking It with Coach Webb. We've got somebody here who is very special to me. He is doing lots of great things with his life. He's got a music career working on. He's got working for the school. He's helping youth. He's partnered with JAG before, so you know that's near and dear to my heart. And so, without further ado, we've got a good friend, Jack Walls. Jack, thanks for coming here today, man.
Yes, sir.
So, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where were you born?
I was born here in Kenny, Missouri in 1992, December 31st.
Right there, snuck
Yeah,
in at the end, didn't
Hey,
you?
snuck in right at the end. Yeah, so I get Christmas and a little celebration at the end of the year.
That's right, man.
So that's always pretty good for me.
Double it up then, huh?
Double it up.
They got learn to save up, mom boy.
No, she always tell me that whatever I get for Christmas, that's also my birthday gift too. So she kind of, it's a little 2-for-1 special.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah,
So we're all. So have you always lived in Kennett?
I have.
You lived like in the same house, or did you tell us a little about your living situation when you were a kid growing up and whatnot?
My living situation, my first house was over on Ashkin Street,
Okay.
which is what we call the Village. You know,
Yeah.
me and all my friends grew up there. I moved out of that house whenever I was 5.
Mhm.
5.
Yeah.
My father left when I was 3 or 4,
Yeah.
and we moved over to the house down the street from this house right
Yeah.
now, 2002 Dixie Roadway.
Uh huh.
And then after that, years later, we moved to North Main,
Mhm.
over by the Oak Ridge Cemetery.
Okay. So you've been around a little bit,
Yeah, I've been around a little bit.
and so Kennett, pretty much Kennett boy for life, and just
Kenny boy for life.
it's a good place, man. I like Kennett too.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your mom. So she raised you, and you got any brothers and sisters?
She raised me and 2 of my older sisters.
Okay. So them other sisters, they try to boss you around and stuff, or what?
Well, the funny thing is that the middle child, my sister, people say that we look just alike.
Really?
So we've always called each other twins
Uh-huh.
for the longest. And there's people now to this day who think that we're twins, because we look so much alike and we're so close and we always stuck together.
Yeah.
Now we would kind of gang up on our older sister.
Oh, so y'all had like
Yeah.
tag team action. She was
Yeah.
she was outnumbered.
Yeah, she was always standing in her room singing or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And we'll be at home, we'll knock on her door and hope that she step out on a pan of mustard and ketchup. Yeah, we used to gang up on her. And I mean, it was good times though. It was nothing just to harm her, but
Yeah.
just to pick with her.
So did she whoop you all after y'all got her? Like she took you down or
No.
No?
No.
So y'all had the advantage for sure. That's funny. So what about your mom? Hardworking lady.
Hard-working lady. She actually worked 2 jobs to provide for me and my 2 sisters.
That's stuff, man. That's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
Yeah.
So what does she do now?
She works at Bell's.
Okay, that's good.
Get like a little home care deal.
Uh-huh. Yeah, for those of y'all in the viewing area who don't know what Bell's is, it's called the Boot Hill Area Independent Living Center. And they help people who can kind of live on their own but still need help. So it's not like quite nursing home, but it's, in between nursing home and regular life. And so that's a good place. We got some people over there. JAG partners with Bell's a lot too. So that's a good place on that. But let's get back to this. So, all right. So you grew up, made friends here in Kennett, done lots of things. Tell us about middle school, high school age. What were some of your who's some of your best friends? Who's some of the people you hung out with the most?
Oh man, it's a whole bunch, man. You got the people who I grew up with on Ashby Street, which is Fred Gorman. You got Patrick Wallace, they call him Dewey. You got Jay Shavers. You got Denzel Lamus. You got Raheem Williams, Devontae Taylor. And then in high school, I started branching out more and finding new friends who was Juliana Branham.
Uh-huh.
That was one of my close friends, and it was like I was just cool with everybody. You
Yeah,
know,
that's cool.
You know, I didn't kind of section myself off only because I hung with this certain kind of group.
Right.
I hung out with everybody, and everybody respected me because of that.
Right.
You know.
Well, I think that's a good quality to have. Like, you
Yeah.
know, like, I think people who, you know, can just, well, I mean, like, take this channel, for instance. Like, we got people, like one of the first weeks I did,
Mhm.
I interviewed a former Marine who's a rodeo cowboy. Like, you know, now we're talking to a guy who makes rap music on YouTube and works at a
Right.
school. Like, we've got, you know, and I think that that's cool because, like, people are people in the end. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
everybody wants everybody wants the same type of stuff. You know, everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants to get something to eat.
I
Like,
agree.
you know, it don't matter black, green, brown, white, whatever. I mean, everybody wants at least similar things, and I think that's important that we, you know, we got to remember that. You know, and I think that, you know, maybe in your situation, you know, growing up, maybe people knew, hey, man, this is a good dude. Like, let's hang out with this dude. You know, at least, you know, that's what I think when I talk to you. Man, I like Jackie. You like you, man. You're a good dude.
So I appreciate it.
So that's kind of what that. All right, so we got that. So while you're in high school, you know, what'd you do? You know, you just run the streets? Were you involved in things? You know what'd you do in high school?
In high school, I kind of, you know, like I said, I hung out with everybody. We had our little moments to where we would run the streets, whatever. I mean, I wasn't just a trouble kid,
Yeah.
or whatever. But I mean, I've been in the streets with my friends. I mean, we'll find stuff to do and have a little fun. I played sports.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, sports basically just kept me out of trouble.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. So let's talk about that a little bit. So you're in high school.
Mm.
What are some of your sports you play? What'd you play?
I played basketball all 4 years. I played football all 4 years. And I ran track my freshman year.
Okay.
After my freshman year, I just kind of shied away from it.
Yeah. I'd like to hopefully think that if I was coaching track that I could have been smart enough to keep you out on the team, but I wasn't here yet then. So, but yeah, so let's talk a little bit about football. You know, Kennett football lately's been on the uptick. You know, last year 13 wins.
Yes.
Doing a lot of things. You know, you got Coach Wyatt driving the ship. And,
Shouts out to Coach Wyatt. Hey,
oh yeah.
I respect Coach Wyatt. He's a hard-working man, and he gets the kids like the kids in gear.
Yeah.
And they're all on board, and that's how you get the product that you have now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like everybody. I've talked to so many people, and they've all been like, "Oh man, how does Coach Wyatt do it? Like, what does he do?"
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, dude, he just works harder than you do.
Yeah.
Like, he just works hard. Like, works like all the time. Like,
Yes,
got
sir.
some kids working every day. You know, some other teams doing 3 days a week weights. We're doing 5 days a week weights, or whatever it is. You know, one more. You know, like down to the teeny little things. It's like if other schools are
Right.
doing 10 reps, we're doing 11 reps. I mean, it's
Right.
just. He just kind of hammers that home, and you know that's what I think on that. But
Mhm.
but anyway, so you played football back in the day. What position did you play?
Offense, I played wide out. I was a Z.
Uh-huh.
And defensively, I played cornerback.
Okay. So do you have to motion a lot when you're on offense? Or are you the motion guy, or were you kind of?
No, sir.
No, y'all didn't motion a lot back
No,
then.
sir.
No.
Uh,
No. Okay. So on defense, you played corner. So we're a pretty good corner. I mean, like back in the day. I mean.
Defense is my thing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
whenever someone talks about basketball, they know me for defense.
They know you for defense.
Yeah.
So basketball, football, you're more of a defensive guy.
Yes, sir. I've
Okay.
always been that guy.
Yeah.
I took part in defense, so.
That's good. You gotta have that guy just to say, hey, I need you. I mean, that's what I mean. Like last year, we had 2 or 3 dudes that played corner, and you know, we were like, hey, we need you to just shut this dude down.
Right.
Like, I need to not worry about him.
Mhm.
And you know, that was nice because we were able to do that.
Right.
So, you know, back in the day, hopefully you were able to do some of that too for the Indians. But anyways, let's talk a little bit more about basketball because that seems to be more of what. You know, maybe more of what got you out of Kennett. You know, I mean, doing some good things with that. Tell me about your high school basketball career. What was that like?
Oh man, my high school basketball career. We had some good times in practice. I mean, in practice, that's where it all started. We would compete with each other to the point to where, like, during practice, we're at each other's throat.
Yeah, for real. Just
Yeah, like real deal, mad at each other, and like I'm telling Coach Gorman, like, you're not gonna score on me, and he's mounting back and giving his all, but we're making each other better.
yeah.
You know, but after practice, we're right back like brothers. You know,
That's good.
I mean, that's how the whole team was, and we had a pretty successful
Uh-huh.
little run
Yeah.
in high school.
That's
So-
good. How many wins did you guys have? Like any big seasons where you won a bunch of games or?
We went 22-8. We went to the quarterfinals
Oh dang!
and
Okay.
lost to Cardinal Ritter.
Well, you know, ain't no
Yeah.
shame in that. I mean,
Yeah.
for those of you listening in on the channel or watching here, Cardinal Ritter's private school out of St. Louis,
Yeah.
and everybody can be like, "Oh, recruiting doesn't make that big a difference, this and that." But we ran into him in football now, and they ran into him in basketball and track. It's ridiculous. I'm just going to go and say, at times, being able to recruit can make a huge difference. But
Yeah. They had a 6'4", 6'5" kid, sophomore. He was top ranked, named Cameron Bishot,
uh-huh.
and that's who I had to guard. So.
Oh. And what are
Yeah.
you, 5'10", 5'11"?
No, I was like 5'7" at the time,
Mm.
5'7", 5'8". Yeah,
Well, you must have been good defense, but I bet that would have been hard
that's all I did.
regardless, you know?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I was a scrappy player.
They gotta be. Gotta be. If you're 5'7", 5'8", and you're going against,
Yes,
6'4", sometimes, you're gonna have to be.
Yes, sir.
All right, so you're in high school. Talk about that. You did basketball. Maybe let's talk about your school day. Everybody's got their core classes they got to take, and then you pick, your electives and whatnot. But so what do you think? Maybe your favorite. If you had to pick a class in high school, what do you think your favorite class would
Ooh,
be?
my favorite class, I would have to say, oh man, I'd have to say art.
Art. Okay.
Yeah, I would have to say art because I mean I like drawing and I just started getting into painting a little bit, so I've always been like fascinated by art.
That's good. Like I mean, and it bleeds over in your music. I'm sure with being creative and
Right.
things like that. So that's cool. And we'll get into more of the music as we go. But so everybody got your favorite class, this and that. But maybe was that your favorite part of the day, or do you have another part of the day that was more favorite other than art?
No, my favorite part of the day would be lunch.
Lunch. Okay.
Yeah, not because I like to eat. Well, I do like to eat.
I do a little
Yeah.
too much. Right?
Yeah, but me and my friends, we'll sit at one table, and then someone will start beating. My friend Rocky, he'll start beating, and then we'll just start rapping.
Right there at the lunch table.
Right at the lunch table, we'll get everybody's attention around us. Then they're stay looking back like, okay.
Yeah.
And then the principal will notice, so he'll walk over, tell us to stop. We'll stop for a little bit, and then start right back up.
Start back up again. Did it ever get real hyped in there when you were doing it, or
It
or
did.
no?
It
Yeah?
did. Yeah. It was maybe my junior senior year. It was like the last 2 weeks of school,
Uh-huh.
and one day we were just like, you know what, forget it. We got to go out with a bang. So this is what we finna do. Like this is what we do.
And so y'all started going in the cafeteria, and
Yeah, we just had the whole.
the place was popping, huh?
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that. That's fun. All right, so you're in high school. You're a kid. You've been involved in athletics, and started maybe doing some rap stuff. Did you had you started going into making your own music at that time, or not quite yet?
No, not quite yet. I was young. I was I say maybe a freshman. I started making music with an older guy. His name was Josh Edmondson.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, I guess he believed in me more than I believed in myself at that time.
Right.
And we made a music song, and before you know it, it started trending. Like in teen clubs and
What?
yeah, and all this. Yeah, but
So people were out there listening to your music, you and Josh's music,
right.
like in teen clubs and stuff as
Yeah.
well. Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, because he was pretty popular around the area or whatever.
Uh-huh.
So people knew him, and then whenever they heard me on the song, then that's whenever I started getting a couple, a little small fan base,
Uh-huh.
and
So at that time, were you still? I mean, like with your name, you kind of went back and forth a little bit. At that time, were you Jack Walls, or were you
Oh,
trying to
man.
get a poetic genius, or where were you at?
No, at that time I was Hardbone.
Hardbone, huh?
Hardbone. Hardbone. Where they came from, man, well, one of my favorite rap groups back then was Bone Thugs Army.
Okay.
So, you got Crazy Bone, Busy Bone,
Yeah.
Fresh Bone, Wishbone, and, you know, and then just there I was just thinking of something off the wall, and then Hardbone came with that.
So, dang, okay.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Yeah, so I kind of ran with that name for a little bit, and then that's when I kind of transitioned over to, you know, poet or poetic genius, whatever you want to call me.
Yeah.
And then I kind of stuck to Jack Walls.
It's kind of funny, like you kind of went like a full circle on the names, you know. Like
But the crazy part about it is that my music was a transition as well from Hardbone to poet, you know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because I wanted to create my own lane
Yeah, that's right.
and find out who I was as a person
Yeah.
whenever it came to music. So
I mean, I think that's important too. Like, you know, you look at some of the best artists, a lot of them's all kind of evolved as they've gone through things. Like, you know, I think like, you know, like any of them, you start thinking like, the only one that comes to my head while we're sitting here talking probably is Kid Rock, because like the dude came out and he was like this rap rock guy, and then now he's singing country music,
Right.
you know, or Darius Rucker, you know, being a part of Hootie and the Blowfish, and now he's doing country music, you know,
Right.
or whatever. So I guess maybe they just kind of evolve as the person evolves. You know, I mean, I think it has to. It's like you know, if music's a natural expression of how you feel on the inside or whatever, then, you know, if your feelings change, you would think maybe your music would change a little bit, you know.
Yes, sir.
So that's pretty cool how that went. All right, so we're in high school, and everybody needs guidance in high school, I think, you know, or just in life. I mean, heck, even adults. I mean, we kind of naturally search it out. But who's somebody in high school that you maybe looked up to that, you know, helped push you or teach you or help guide you to become who you are today?
Man, I would have to say Chris Ledge.
Okay.
Yeah, Chris Ledge, man. He's always been a good person. He's always been a helpful person, you know. There's actually this little one situation. I was with some friends, and you know they were smoking a little marijuana, or whatever.
Sure.
And I tried it, you know.
Yeah.
I tried it. What kid had it? I tried it. In the next day, my mama comes in my room, and she said, so I heard you been smoking. I was like, no ma'am, I haven't. She said, don't lie to me. She said, we can go to I go get you drug tested right now. I said, man, I knew from that point on in. I said, you know what? I'm just gonna tell her. I said, I tried it. Oh, she was so mad at me. I saw the disappointment, and that's what crushed me.
Yeah.
You know, and then from that point on, I was like, man, I'm not gonna deal with that. Cause because as a young man, seeing your mother, you know, disappointed,
Right.
that's the worst feeling ever. So
Yeah.
she told Chris Ledge, and I had to talk with Chris, whatever, and I saw how much he was disappointed in. So I was like, yeah, I don't need to be.
That's good.
Yeah, I don't need to be doing that no more.
Yeah. So, and if you guys listening, Chris Ledge is I guess is him and his dad are the owners. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, sir.
Him and his dad are the owners of Skeeter Kell Sporting Goods, one of the main offices located here in Kennett. Lots of sporting good needs for you guys. If you need them, you can order through them. Maybe one day we can get Chris to be on the show. So I'm going to do my best to do that. All right. So let's talk a little bit about your music. You know, we were in high school, so you'd been in high school probably 2007. You said you graduated in 2011. So through there. So musically, who were you listening to in high school then? Who were you listening to back in then?
Man, if anybody know, back in the day, well, I said that like I'm old, but I'm only 27. I'm only 27. But whenever I was in high school, we had our transition to where Soulja Boy was just that, because everybody wanted to dance back then, you know. So he made dance music, and people were going to listen to what's hot.
Yeah,
so
that's
Soulja,
right.
You know, since Soulja Boy was a hot artist back then, and then you had Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne, that's whenever he was coming out with all the droughts, drought 1, drought 2, and the no ceilings, and doing his thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, everybody was a Lil Wayne fan.
Yeah, I mean, me too. Like, I like Lil Wayne. Like, I mean, you listen to his stuff, and like, if you pay attention to the
Yeah.
lyrics or whatever, you know, it can either make you be like, dang, I never
Yeah.
thought of it like that, or if you really listen to it, you think it's hilarious. Like it's just
Yeah.
some of the stuff that like makes me laugh.
Mhm.
He's talking about a gun in one of his songs, and he's like, the nose on the barrel of his gun's as long as Scottie Pippen's. You know, like that's funny to me. Like it just like
Yeah.
and he just has all kinds of
Yeah, he had
silly stuff
all
in
kind
there.
of punchlines.
Yeah.
He said real G's move in silence like lasagna. You know, don't wasn't too many people coming with bars like that.
Yeah, I mean that's
So,
cool. I like you
yeah.
gotta appreciate that. I think. All right, so you're in high school. You're playing basketball, playing sports. You know, one of your favorite things. Then you
Mhm.
graduate. So then, it's a big time in any person's life when they graduate. You know,
Right.
you got to figure out, well, what the heck am I going to do? You know, so far I've been with my parents and whatnot, and now
Mhm.
it's time to branch off a little bit and maybe see who the heck Jack Walls really is. So,
Right.
you know, what'd you do? Where'd you go?
I actually went to Minnow area.
Okay. Now, where's that at?
It's in Park Hills, Missouri. Yeah, I went to Minnow area. Me, Fred Gorman, Reggie Carruthers, and it was actually a few people from Kenny who went. Jericho Wheeler,
Really?
yeah. Trey Bowser ended up going up there. Ryan Richardson ended up going up there. So we pretty much felt comfortable, even though we were coming from a different area,
Uh-huh.
going into a next area. We still felt like we was at home because there was so many people from Kenny.
That's good. And I just want to clarify, you know, I knew where mineral areas at. I was asking maybe for you guys. We got a track runner coming out this year. His name's Larry Payne. He's going to be attending mineral area up there. It's up in Park Hills, which is south of St. Louis, west of St. Louis. If you guys are good people, it's a nice school. I went and toured it with him. You know, I feel like for me and the people I talk to, people I deal with, like it's such a good place because it's far enough away that like if you're from Kennett and you're involved in things maybe you shouldn't be, or you could get involved in things.
Yeah.
If you want to go make a difference, you know, for your life, like it's far enough away you can get away from that stuff.
Mhm.
But you know, it's close enough to home if you want to come home for a weekend or whatever.
Right.
You can still do that. About two and a
Yeah.
half hours away.
Yeah, I remember my first year. I was home like, oh my gosh, like every weekend.
Really, just come
Like,
back and see everybody.
Yeah, every weekend. I was home every weekend.
All right, so you're up there, mineral area.
Mhm.
So what'd you go there for? Did you go there to be with your friends? You go there to be an athlete? What'd you do?
A bit of both. But I got help getting up there as far as the athletic scholarship. You know.
Okay.
Yeah. So the little money they did have left, you know, I got that. So shouts out to my cousin Octavius Jones for that, and Corey Tate. Yeah, Corey Tate helped me out with that. You know, it was a pretty good experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so you went there, played blue ball then.
Hmm.
So you got to travel a little bit. Like where all kind of places did you get to go when you were at Mac? Anywhere?
Man, we went to Texas. We mainly went to like Illinois and you know places around. But my first year we went